Hello, students. So by now, you've progressed through making very simple queries in SQL. But one of the things that Codecademy does not teach you is something that I'm going to go into detail about right now, and that is a subquery. Okay, so what is a subquery? Basically, a subquery is a query that is nested inside of another query. What do I mean by that? So far, what you've been doing is writing single line SQL queries, right? Maybe with some joins, maybe with a few other things that you've learned throughout the class. So, for example, I am using a MySQL server here, and I'm using the SACLA database, and the tables are in here that you can see. Okay, so the first thing I have to do is I have to say use say KILA. There we go. Now, let's select some rows out of this actor table. So I'm just going to use a select from actor. I run that, and I get a bunch of different columns in here, right? Okay. Then I have another table over here. Let's see here. I have the address table, and it also has information in there as well. Category film actor, which looks like it's going to tie to this actor table. There it is right there. So you can query that table too. Select from film actor. And just run that. And you can see that I've got my actor ID in here and so on and so forth, right? And you should have learned how to join those two tables together. So select star from actor. Act. Inner join film actor. Film. Yeah, we'll just call it FA on. FA actor ID equals actor ID. And I can run this. And I get the columns for both tables where the data matches in both tables, right? But let's say you need to join information that is not related to these two tables and bring that information back in the report as well. So you may have to do something that's called a subquery. So you've built this query already, right? On. And what I can do is I can grab information out of the other tables as well. Now, subqueries and joins are very similar to one another, except you have to look at the efficiencies that subqueries run over joins. Joins are cleaner to use, but there's some instances where you may not be able to use a join or an inner or outer or cross or any of those kind of or any of those kind of things, right? So what you can do is you can join information together by writing individual queries and then putting those queries together using subqueries. So let's say this is my first query. This is, actually, I do it this way. This is my first query. Okay. And let's say out of this query, I need to get the actor's first name, last name, and let's say their film ID from that query, right? If I run this, now I've got the information that I need. Okay. So this is my first query. Now let's say I want to get the um, let's say I want to get the let's join film text to that as well. Let's see what's in film text. Film text. Let's run that and see what we get in there. Okay, so we get our film names in there, right? So let's join that as well. Let's do, yeah, inner join film text on, let's call this one FT, on FT dot film ID equals film actor, FA dot film ID. Let's run that. Oh, we need to get the title. Let's run this. Got an ambiguous column name, so I need to use film ID in field list. Then I need to use FA. That film ID. There we go. Okay. And so now I've got my film title, the actor, and so on and so forth, right? So let's say there's some other information I want in here that doesn't have to do with the film. So what I can do is I can look in here and find a column that will help me with this as well. There's payment ID, there's rental ID, there's language ID. And let's say I want let's say I want something in here like with staff or the store that really has nothing to do with any of this information here, right? And let's see what's in this staff table here. Staff. If I run that, I've got password information in there. So maybe I don't want to use that one. So let's use the store table. Let's run this one. Not much more better. Okay. Let's look at city then. And we'll query that one here. Okay. And let's say I just want the I just want to pick a city out of here that I want to be in here, right? Let's say this is a query that's saying this is where I want stuff to go to, right? Now, I can't join anything from this city into this query. But what I can do is I can say, give me city, and I can give the country ID too. So let's go to country. From city CA, CO. On CO dot country ID equals CA country ID. Okay. And let's just return everything that's in here and let's see what comes back to us here. Okay. So we've got our city and our country, right? So let's say I just want the city and the country. City. And I want country. CO dot country. Okay. So I've got a list of cities. So I've got two queries that I've run here. Okay. I've got this upper query and I've got this lower query. Put this semicolons in there. There we go. Okay. So I've got this query here that comes back with stuff, and then I've got this query here that comes back with stuff too. And let's say this is a distribution list of where I want stuff to go to, what city and country I want stuff to go to. And let's pick that ID. Let's run that one more time here. So let's say I want stuff to go to the United States. So let's find the United States in here. Here's the United States. I want it to go to Akron, Ohio, right? Or let's say Dallas. Okay. So I'll need the city code. ca.cityid. And if I run that query again, here's my city ID and here's my country ID. Let's go back down to the United States. And I said Akron, Ohio, right? So that's 11. So I'm going to put a clause in here, a where clause, where ca.city ID equals 11 and co.country ID equals 103. Now I should have just one row that comes back now for that second query. There we go. So this is where I want my stuff to go to. So how do I get this information into this query and put these two queries together? Well, since we've made both queries, what we can do now is we can create a subquery. We're going to take this query and we're going to put it inside of this query here. How do we do that? Well, we can do that multiple ways. Okay. We can create a join, a join query, but we can't join on these two tables, right? We can make an outer apply subquery. So I can say outer apply. I don't know if that's outer apply. See, now that's different. So let's see what's different here. I don't think outer apply works. Cross outer apply MySQL cross apply. Cross apply. Cross apply. Inner join. So cross and outer apply are for Microsoft SQL, and they're very handy to use. But MySQL doesn't have those, so we have to find a similar thing that we can use here. So let's see if we can find this one here. MySQL. That's cross apply. Oh, I guess you can use cross. Can you use cross apply? Oh, it helps if I get rid of that. Cross apply. Take this and we'll say we'll call this I don't know. Get country. Okay. Cross apply. don't think that's right, but let's see what happens. Get rid of this. Put this here. I don't think that's gonna work. Yep, you can't do a cross apply there. So we have to find a solution for this. Cross apply. MySQL cross apply alternative. Cross apply. Let's see if we can do this. See if that works. And in here, I'm going to put country ID, CO ID. I'm going to make this one city ID. This one is just going to be called city name. And this is going to be called country name. These are aliases. Okay. So let's run that and get country in where clause. Oh, get country COID is not null. Let's try that one. There we go. Okay, so now what I can do, since I've joined these two kind of together in a way, I should make this a left outer join actually. Left outer join. Is it just outer join? I think it's outer join in MySQL. Left outer join. Left outer join. Yep. Let's see if this works. Something's wrong there. That's going to give me an error. Where COID is not null. I have an error in my syntax. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do something that I know how to do in SQL Server, my Microsoft SQL Server, that I can't do easily in MySQL. Just outer join. Let's see if that works. There we go. I don't think that's giving me what I want, but we'll see here. Okay, So then what I can do is I can take these columns here and I can create another query. So this is the join here. These are the joins, right? So it's not a subquery quite yet, but we're going to make it into one right now. So I can take this and I can say select from open bracket, close bracket. Let's do some finagling here. Call this one main query, like such. And then we're just going to start selecting columns. So I'm going to make this one F name, make this one L name, and make this one film ID, make this one title. We'll keep that one as title. Now I should be able to select all of those columns. So select F name, L name, film ID, title, and I can grab these columns here too. CO ID, city ID, city name, and country name. From, and this is my subquery right here. So here's my top query, and here's my subquery right here. So I run this. Where's my stuff at? Must be getting there. Yep. COID in film list. COID. Oh, I've got to put it here too. CO. Just grab them here. Title. This is COID. City ID. City name and country name. So now I should be able to run that. And there we go. So you see, and then what I can do is I can say give me the top one. Select distinct. And that's already distinct enough. So you'd notice that I've got all of these movies. And then let's get rid of the film ID because that just doesn't need to be in there. Let's get rid of that. And we'll get rid of this ID here too. These IDs here. And we'll just display that. And there we go. And then we can take this title, call it title or movie title. And city name and da 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 da. So this is a subquery of information where I took two queries, put them together. Here's query number one. Here's my innermost query. Here's my second query right here. That encapsulates my inner query, so that's two queries. And here's my top level query. So all you're doing with a subquery is you're taking one query and you're building it on top of another query to get the information that you need. And then at this point, what I can do is I can say, give me, let's say this is my main query. This is a summary report or something like that. I can take this query because you see this quite often. This is my summary. No, this is my detail query. And then I can take this one and use an aggregate function on it. And let's take the movie name. Well, let's combine the first and the last name together. First name and last name into actor name. We'll get rid of the city and the country. Let's say this is just a query that's going to grab the number of times an actor is in that table, in this query, I mean. So if I run that, now I can do this, and I can say, give me a count of the number of times that actor's in there. So I can say, just to be on the safe side, let's change this up just a little bit here. Let's take this, and we're going to put this in here. Take this, put this here, take this, put this here, get rid of these two. And then we're going to get a count. Well, we don't need all this other stuff either. Just run this query. Oh, we got an error. F name. Oh, we just need actor name there. And there we go. Run that. So you see I've got all of these actors' names in there. We're going to get a count of that, and we're going to use an aggregate function for that. So we're going to say count of actor name. We're going to say actor name. And then down here, we're going to say group by actor name, order by actor name. Okay. And this up here is my summary report. And if I run these two queries together, you can see that I've got a count of the actors in here. So if we want to check this logic, we can say here's Angela Witherspoon. Let's do a query where Angela Witherspoon's in here. Where f name equals Angela. And L name equals, there should be 35 of them in there if we run this query. Come on, there we go. And we get 35. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's 35. Or is that 30? Let's double check here. We'll export it to a Excel spreadsheet. I'll put it there. And there it is right there. Let's see how many are in there. 35. Because there's a column name row. So we've got 35 in there. So here we go. We've got our 35. So if we run that query again, this query is our main. So we would just take this and we can export this. I'm going to call this in Excel. We'll call this one actor detail summary. And then we'll take this other query, take that off of there. We'll just run this query real quick. And run that. And export this one. We'll just call that detail summary. And then we'll come over here. Oop. Come over here. Oh. Come over here. And we'll just open up. Oh, that's an XML, doggone it. Export that again. What are you doing, yo? Why is that saving as an XML? That's kind of weird, but okay. So then I come over here. We'll open up this one. That's weird. So here's my one report here. I'll just do it as a CSV file. That's kind of weird that's doing it that way, but oh, that's why. Excel spreadsheet. Get rid of that. So yep. Come on, dude. There we go. There's my detail summary report. Trying to open it. There we go. I can copy all of this. Go over to the other table. Add a sheet. Paste it in there. And now I've got all of my information in there for each actor. So if I want to go to, I can call this rename, let's call it names or actors. And then over here I can call it movies. And I can save this as an Excel spreadsheet, as an actual Excel spreadsheet. And so now, if I go looking for Bob Fawcett, I can copy this. Come over here. Throw a filter on there. Oh, where you at, filter? I can never remember. I don't use Excel that much. There it is. Filter. And let's say we're going to filter by last name. And his name was Fawcett. Go down to the F's. There's Fawcett. So Bob Fawcett's in there, and we can just look at Bob only. And there are 25 records in there for Bob, which matches this right here. So this is an instance where you would use a subquery, right? When you have information that may not match one another that you can cleanly join on. This is just an example of using a subquery, right? A couple of subqueries here. So what I'll do is I will put this into our, I'll do it right now actually. I'm going to put this query into our shared spot here. cdsdc SQL. Okay. And I'll just go over there and create a new file, call it echo. Okay. Come over here. directory. Oh, that's not the right one. Get rid of that. Paste you in there. Save you. And then I will go into here. Make sure, yep. And now those are over on our Code Black GitHub repo in the projects. So you all can feel free to peruse those and take a look at them. And that's how you run a subquery.